Yeah, I think you're a great person to watch, so I'm gonna go with a video. So, Harrison, yeah, as I was saying, it is an interesting time for us in Poland now, and we have the feeling the community has been preparing for a long time to kickstart. And we've tried it a couple of times. But now at the Vosonos we have people who have never met before, who are from Poland, and it seems like, you know, the wave is coming from many directions, and it feels like we have a chance to really make a difference in Poland. And offering the training in January with Gerardo and Andrea and with Sylvia and her team hosting it, we were wondering, in getting the information across to people, who is it important that we reach? You know, for whom is it urgent to find out about open space so that they can use it in the world and they can work with and for the world with that?
The simple answer, of course, is everybody. And I think even a more important answer is everybody's already in open space. They're just scared of it. People say, well, you know, the world is changing and the boundaries are gone and all those things, and that's true. But that's just another way of talking about what it means to be in open space. And whenever boundaries come down, on the one hand, it means whatever it was you thought you were doing isn't going to happen that way. It also means that all the opportunities that you were prevented from having because of those boundaries are now available. And so it's always a double-edged sword. And that is open space. And in that environment, each and every one of us begins to tell our story and help us to help ourselves and help the people who work with us to make some sense out of this emerging world. So I think two things. One, don't think that you're going to kickstart open space. It's already happening. And it's not just happening a few places. That's what the whole world is all about. The issue is, as far as I'm concerned, is that we become afraid of it. And so, in a way, it's not about facilitating a method or a procedure. It's not terribly different from holding out your hand to a small child who confronts the street for the first time. And we can all do that for each other. And we do that wherever the need is. And if your world is anything like my world, that's everywhere. That's all the time. That's every minute. And can I help in every minute? No, I don't have to. And that's the wonderful thing about having 7.5 billion people on the planet. There's usually somebody around. So for everybody in Poland, hey, 3 cheers. And instead of thinking you're going to get started, you're already there. And the issue is, sure, there are some tricks of the trade that you might learn, but mostly it's about just being comfortable with who and what you already are.
I want to tap to one thing you just said, and that's the anxiety and this not willingness to let things go because it's so scary. I've experienced for myself that open space is a good companion on the way in the process of changing that and getting comfortable with the anxiety.
Exactly.
How is it for you?
Well, I mean, I was terrified. I mean, the first time I ever did an open space in 1985, well, actually, I wasn't terrified. It never occurred to me that we were doing anything. But when we started doing it with larger groups of people and so forth and so on, I confess I was totally terrified. And all of a sudden it dawned on me that really didn't make any sense. That the wisdom of the people was absolutely perfect in every case. And the only time that I ever felt seriously worried were those times where I thought I had the perfect way to move. And even worse, when I tried to get the group to do what I thought was the perfect way. And immediately, I found myself in a situation where I was powerless and overpowered. And that to me was the greatest lesson, that I didn't have to do that. That the people, in fact, once they were clear about what they cared about, and that happens when they choose to come, the rest of it's easy. So yeah, open space to me, open space technology, if you will, is, my friend Chris Corrigan said it, I think, best. They're training wheels. It's like the training wheels you put on a bike for a small child. We're so sure we can't do this. In point of fact, we can, but in point of fact, we're already doing it, and so on and so on. But we're so sure we can't that it's just nice to have a little training wheels to get us going. And the interesting thing to me is, in a situation like this, where people are freshly introduced to open space, is they think of it as new and strange. It's not. What's new and strange is suddenly you're being invited to be yourself. And, but that's true all the time. Good luck.
Thank you.